Hi guys, welcome to the ManUtd agenda. We're back in the top four. We won 1-0 against one of our rivals for Champions League places. That's Brentford. And we got revenge too. So here to talk about the game is Mr. B. Let's go. Hi, welcome to the ManUtd agenda. Mr. B just finished a big watch along. Was it a most exciting game to watch?
No, and that's why I don't like your 1-0s. I know you like one. It was an OMONDI game. If I had a picture or a 1-0 see it out, it was this one. Look, we won. The most important thing is we won. Right now, it's not about performances. It's about the points. You know, we got the points. We went out there and said, you called it revenge. Revenge would have been 5-0, bruv.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? But yeah, look, we'll take the points. Very, very happy. Very, very happy today.
Guys, make sure you go and check out the watch along. Every single game we're covering with Mr. B and our man from Football Power Hour as well. Team selection today. Any surprises for you, Mr. B? We had De Gea in goal, Dalot, Varane, Martinez and Shaw, McTominay, Sabitzer, no Fred, Anthony, Bruno, Sancho was in, and Weghorst was dropped, and Rashford. Talk to me. Anything going on there? Anything was positive?
The Weghorst one, he's played every minute of virtually of every game since we signed him, so he needs a rest. Martial coming back. Ten Hag, Martial is probably not even going to start against Everton. He's probably going to start the game after. Ten Hag, that's what he does. He gets them back into the squad. He gives them the 3 games as sub, and then the 4th game, bang, they come back in. So he could be pushed for the Everton, but I think he's more likely to be the game after Everton. The rest of the team, I expected the Scott McTominay and Fred one. It's one or the other. Either one of them I'm not really a fan of. But I will take I thought McTominay was pretty good today. I'll be honest. I think he was pretty good today.
Wow, surprised to say that because you got issues with McTominay and Fred as a partnership playing together.
Obviously,
we had a bad season last season, and they were the main guys in midfield. But I see what you're saying. Why don't you say hi to Eddie Football Waffle? Go and check out his channel. Say big up to ManUtd agenda in the chat. Much needed win. Now Martial has to stay fit and help Rashford goals. Hit the like, everyone. Thank you. And big up to Miguel as well. So big up to the ManUtd agenda. And he's saying here the Butcher was man of the match, and he's MOM. And I missed your show. No problem. No, you can always check it out later. Paul Tierney saying here, yes, we're United. Why do you have to make us panic? Needless sub. Malacia, brilliant when introduced. Positive. Martial, sharp hold-up play was good. So thumbs up from Paul Tierney as well. Michael Hill saying, I think Anana, the lad from Everton, who got sent off against Everton, and no fit forwards. Want to say hi to Glenn. Don't forget to subscribe. And get your mugs and get your merchandise as well. We're going to put out the merchandise page any second now. And miss your show and be very busy. So, guys, if you look on the screen right now, here's the address for the merchandise merchandise page. Sorry, you can get your mugs, get your coasters, get your pens, all quality stuff. ManUtd agenda, and you can get your choice of player on there as well. I think everyone's be going for Rashford. He's the most informed player right now. Don't you think, Mr. B?
I'm not going to say anything. I have Rashford on my cup. I decided straight away. Who you got on yours on Monday?
I've got Harry Maguire, naturally, you know. Anyway,
okay.
Guys, make sure you write down the address there. We're going to go and talk about the performance now. So we started with a team that was kind of predictable. Sancho played. Brentford, I'm going to just put it out there right now. The 4-0 they put it on us at their home ground. There was a different Brentford that turned up today. They sat back, 5 man at the back. They got pinned back. They couldn't really get out. There was no outlet for them when he got pace like Mbemo and Tony. Tony usually holds at the ball, but they couldn't really play. They didn't have any creation in midfield, I don't think. And we sort of dominated the first half. But overall, the performance, Mr. B, let's go through it. The first half, we scored. I mean, we were all over them, I imagine.
Yeah, we were. Did they have a shot in the first half? We had one stage, I think it was 9 corners to 0. De Gea didn't have a save to make in the first half, and even his distribution. To be fair, he hit 2 balls. He hit 1, 2. Oh, I don't remember who the first one was to. As usual, my memory's crap. But the second one of them he hit to Anthony.
Yeah.
And I thought, yeah, this is, if we had that regularly in our team, if it was something that we had regularly in our team, you could see, because they weren't set. They actually weren't set. It was Anthony doing his, instead of just going to go past him, doing his sidey, shuffly thing that made them kind of drop back into space. So even De Gea in the first half, they're great. What about you? What you think of the performance of the first half? You didn't ask me.
We have to remember we're coming off a loss against Newcastle, and we were accused of not putting enough effort in. Newcastle definitely outshone us with the effort, the courage, commitment, and I think we showed a bit of that today, which you're supposed to do. But they showed that today, and I think, I think against a back five, which Brentford played today, and Brentford was kind of secure. We were trying to look for openings, we're trying to probe, and we're not quite at the level of a Man City or an Arsenal in that respect. But I think we're trying our best to sort of switch to play. But we need to play a bit faster. Need to, not just play long balls in. Every long ball is getting cleared by. They're all like 6'5". They're defenders, aren't they? So I was really pleased that the goal came. We did have sort of half chances where guys were blazing over the bar. I remember McTominay had one, and obviously later in the game, Fred did. But the guy who put it away was Rashford. He kept it down, head over the ball, as they say. I'm sure you tell your son that. But yeah, I thought the performance was okay in the first half. It's just a commitment after the Newcastle game, showing that commitment that we can come back and bounce back from a defeat. We haven't lost 2 in a row since the start of the season, and especially at home as well. We've been fantastic. So I thought we pinned them back, showed them this is Old Trafford, and really dominated the first half. And there's obviously Luke Shaw is a bit of a concern. Is it a hammy injury?
Well, I mean, I haven't seen. I know Jeff was saying that the commentators were saying he hasn't recovered from. He had a fall in the first half, and somebody said his knee. So when he came off, I think it came up. So I don't know if they had said it on their stream or their feed or whatever that they were watching it on. They said something about his knee. I'm going to really be honest. There's a lot of players that we don't have cover for. So if it's Shaw that has to go, then at least we've got an able, all right, he might not be quite Shaw's level, but there's not really too much of a drop-off. Malacia came on today, no problem. And that's what you need. The level, the levels between the players isn't too high. So, yeah, let's hope it's nothing too serious, to be fair. Let's hope it's nothing that's going to keep him out for weeks. A couple of games we take, but nothing to do with weeks, to be fair.
Well, obviously, he jogged, kind of walked off the pitch. I didn't think it was that serious. Maybe it's just a twinge or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't need any more injuries. I mean, we're just getting guys coming back, like I said, with Martial. Ericsson's on his way back. Saw him in the crowd as well. And I was just going to go back to like the start of the game about the commitment we had. In the tunnel, I noticed Martinez was going up to Rashford, going up to a couple of other players, whispering in their ear, like giving them a sort of a big up, say, come on, guys, let's do this or whatever. Let's get out there. And I don't know if he speaks much English, but for him to be going along the lineup and sort of saying to guys, come on, let's have it. Are you up for this? Let's go. I love to see that from a guy who's just coming to the side this season. Already he's got that respect. I mean, if it was anyone else doing that, you'd be like, what? But he was really, really, he must be respected in the club for him to be going about the whole team to Rashford and big players like that. And
you got to think as well, these players know what playing in the Champions League means.
Yeah.
We had it in our grasp, to be fair. And I'll be honest, if we don't get Champions League, we've thrown it away. Like if Arsenal don't win the league, they would have thrown it away. It's ours. It's in our hands. You know what I mean? You've got Spurs who are just self imploding at the moment. Liverpool and Chelsea can't buy wins. We've just put the gap on Brentford, so it's now Brighton plus. You know what I mean? That's how I'm looking at it now. As long as we don't drop off, we take fourth. We take, even if we're not going to say goal difference ahead of Brighton, ain't going to be goal difference. It's going to have to be points because we're only on +6 or whatever it is, which is disgusting.
Yeah, it's disgusting. So we'll go through a few comments here. Martial had some lovely touches when he was on. They all want to play football around him when he plays. Just hope he can stay fit. Definitely. We're talking about performance here. I do feel when he came on, held at the ball, can turn, roll, use his body well, keep the ball, and then he can run at people, and people have to back off because he's got such good feet. And so that's a good comment there from Michael Hill. Talking about the goalkeeper, Paul Turney saying, pulled off a good save or two. However, we do need a new goalkeeper. No fan of McTominay. He was man of the match, though. That's from Paul Turney, and he agrees with you. He played well. I want to say hi to our Dutch correspondent, Vincent. He's saying, congratulations, guys. People forget that Erik ten Hag is first practically in the team selection, and then he looks at expansive football. That is why he has most success with more so than other Dutch coaches. MLK saying here, we went back to basics. Remind me of the 1-0 wins against Leicester, Southampton early in the season. She's satisfied. The Butcher speaks good English, I'm being told by Miguel. And Emma saying that, yeah, I heard it was a hamstring, but I'm sure still he's got those pins in his legs, as you know, from that broken leg years ago. He had to have one of them removed last season, so I'm a bit worried about that, she's saying. Big up to Football United TV. Go and subscribe to them. And Emma's also said, I honestly don't care about the goal difference. Just get the effing points. Yeah, let's talk about the goal. Let's talk about the goal, because before the goal, I just want to say to Bitzer, we haven't seen enough of him. People sort of saying, start to question him. Today, I thought he played well, especially in the build-up to the goal. He was raiding forward with, it was with him and Sancho. They were sort of coming forward, played a little 1-2. They got the corner out of that. And then from the corner, obviously they played it into the 6-yard box. The big 6'5" defenders cleared it. It got played back in by Anthony, dinked it back in. And Sabitzer used his intelligence, flicked it wide to Rashford, who buried his chance. I mean, that's a good goal, in my opinion.
Yeah, great goal. Yeah. Great goal. It's a goal that they couldn't stop either. Rashford's now scoring all types of goals. You know, he's scoring 6-yard tap-ins. He got you know, we say tapping. Yeah, Fred had a tap-in and kicked it over the bar. So it's not something that is guaranteed to be going in. You know what I mean? But yeah, what would we have done without bloody Rashford this season? You know what I mean? We would have been in the shit. You know, all right, you always say, you know, somebody else would have scored the goals, but they wouldn't have been scoring the goals that Rashford scored. He nutmegged the man by doing a chop behind him in the second half, bro. I said, you see, when you see football like that, man, this is why I shout to my boy, come on, look, come on, look. Oh, Dad, all he did was, no, it's what he did to get past him. He's putting a smile on my face, isn't it? When Rashford picks up the ball, he's putting a smile on my face. Martial came on for his little cameo, and I just grinned. And, you know, this is what United are supposed to be doing to me. This is what United are supposed to be doing to us as a fan base, you know. 1-0's are hard on Monday. I can't, my heart won't take a 1-0. But I thought we was in control of the majority of the game. To be fair, they had a couple of half chances, but they didn't really.
Not even half chances, I don't think. I think this one I'm really impressed. I think game management. Obviously, you're bringing on Lindelof, taking off Anthony late in the game, and you're thinking, oh God, you did it at a corner as well. You never do that at a corner, but you made the sub at a corner. Lindelof came on, Anthony came off, and I think that was to secure the win, because Brentford would have been piloted forward, that kind of thing. And Lindelof did make a bit of a difference, winning some headers and just being an extra man in there, just for that security as well. That's what I like to see from the manager, getting a result. That's the main thing. As Emma's saying in the comments, that everyone seems to be agreeing with Emma saying, she's about getting the effing points. Yeah, it was one of those games today. It wasn't televised, so no one's going to remember this. If you watched it, no one's going to remember it. They showed the other game with Newcastle, you know, our rivals getting a great win at West Ham. But yeah, the performance overall was good. I think towards the end of the game, we sort of managed the game out. There were times when we had the ball and we weren't really probing. We just tried, like from 80 minutes onwards, when we had the ball, we weren't really trying to get anywhere. We said, all right, let's play it back and turn it over. But we haven't got that slickness of keeping the ball, I don't think, just yet. It looks a bit awkward.
Yes, you're right. You're right. Yeah, it doesn't look smooth. Like it's I'm not saying like it's something that we train for, but you can see even when we're playing out from the back. I mean, look, we'll discuss the second half anyway.
Well, the second half, yeah. Let's say we just go through it all now. I think the second half, 1-0 up, you would like you say, being professional, you would like to be 2-0 up. That second goal is there for you. I think we could have taken a few more risks because I couldn't really see them. We were quite secure in situations. But like you said, Mr. B, throughout the whole game, we did manage them well and restricted them to only half chances, if anything.
Well, De Gea, obviously, he made the save. He made the save from that shunned SC. I can't say what his name is. But I'll be honest, I thought it was a goal. I was done. I was watching it, and you see him running in and you think, and when De Gea saved it, it was like, great. That's what your goalie's supposed to do. You haven't had much in the game. He was brave. He got a kick. And then Bruno, God bless him. I love Bruno. That's why I want to hear that he was kicking him in his ass, telling him to get up. This is the things that, people talk about Bruno like he's shit. Bruno's not shit. Every team needs a Bruno or two. Yeah. I would take another Bruno. The team that the commentators hate. Oh, all he does is moan and bitch and cry. Good.
Yeah.
Good. He's our captain, and I will back him to the hilt. Yeah, I will back him to I'm not going to say I would back every captain, because I can't back certain man. But
Mr. B, he gets accused of giving the ball away a lot. I've heard what they say he gives the ball away a lot. He's not a captain material. He's not doing enough. He's always moaning. But all this stuff, I mean, this is not, for me, I don't agree with it. Giving the ball away a lot. I think you're in the final third. He's got the ability. He's got to try and create chances, play those percentage passes. I think that's what number 10s or players in the final third try to do if you're creative. Regarding not putting in enough, I think he puts in a lot more than we think he does. And I think being a leader...
He doesn't stop running.
Yeah, he doesn't stop. Yeah, exactly. Being a leader, he shows that, like you're saying, talking to the gay there. Throughout the game, you see him talking, yapping at people all the while, being positive and slowing the game down, having those sort of dark arts, I believe, of sort of taking a roll, taking a dive, winding people up, slowing it down when it's necessary. I think this is good, positive thing. So I'm with you on that with Fernandes. So, yeah, we get the result. That's the main thing. Just want to go back to you. Talking about the game. I thought you were going to mention when we were bringing the ball out from a goal kick and got charged down by Tony. Now, I want to go back and see your watch along and see what you said. What did you say? No beats. We're after telecom.
No, I don't think I swore, but I think my voice went very, very high. I'm sure I screamed. But Isaac, Newcastle, the same way that they set up, the same thing that Isaac did, but his went out for the corner that once they played it, that was the initial press that kept them in, that made them score the goal after a couple of minutes. Teams are seeing this, innit? He was set. He knew what side to run to. And even the side that he went to run to, he went to his right side because that's the foot that he knew.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's the foot. So they've studied this. And it frightens the shit out of me because if he had scored that today, all the hard work, all of the saves, all of the plaudits that De Gea has been getting for the last, couple of months, from United fans, all right, they're still split, but you have to say he keeps us in games. He can't kick a ball to Ross. He can't pass more than 20 yards. But a man's not going to be beating De Gea. Even today, God bless him, he attempted to come out for a corner. And I don't even think he got it. Yeah.
I'm tired of him.
Oh, that's right. There you go. And he was out jumped by a man. You've got, bruv, look. This is an extra 2 foot, and a man is still jumping ahead of you. There's errors to his game, but today, De Gea, no problem.
Okay, so we're going to go through a couple of comments here. Emma K saying, I love Fred. The man most times can't do a simple pass, but he gets out of most difficult situations with the ball. UK Strange saying, not seen Solo for a while. Hope he's good. He is good. He's just on a
studying
operation right now. In the future, what that's about. And big up UK Strange. Give us some stats here. 200 games for Fred tonight for Manchester United Football Club. I mean, he's done well, hasn't he, in his career to get 200 games for Man United in the Premier League. That's decent. And not far ahead of him is with 250 games, considering he's had injuries as well throughout his career. Luke Shaw, and just signed a new contract as well. So big up to Luke Shaw. And big up to Miko as well. He's up the agenda. Hope you're doing well, Miko. I haven't seen you for a while. And what do you think about the game? Paul Tierney's saying, never thought I'd be hearing Tony and Cantona mention the same sentence. He attempted a Cantona finesse chip, didn't he? Towards
Right
the end of the game.
Yeah.
And they're raving about it. Emma Kay saying, I can't pronounce it, Schwade, the guy who came on with the little haircut, the afro, wasn't going to score that though. Pretty sure he's the new guy.
So confident you were, Emma.
Inexperienced.
I wish I was as confident as you when I saw him running through, to be fair. I thought he was done. I thought he was just going to and go past. Take that.
So, Mr. B, we're in top four again. I mean, let's look at the thing. We've got players coming back. Let's have a look at the team. Let's look at the defence now. Clean sheet, good for us. De Gea, Malacia came in, Varane, Martinez, and Dalot as well, with Wan-Bissaka on the bench. Didn't get a game, but he's fit again. He was ill at the weekend. Overall, for me, I think defence was really done pretty well. Weren't really troubled, though. That's the thing.
Right, and this is... Right, so what are we...
Martinez was outstanding today.
He always is, OMONDI. We miss his... When he doesn't play, there's so much that we miss. His aggression, his passing on the ball, the tempo that he sets, the tempo that he sets from the back.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of... he's immense, man. Did
you see? You talk about the passing, the sizzling pass. He gets the ball. He's looking up. Rashford or Martial. No, it was Martial. Was like, feet, set me. Said it early. Caught him, but he waited for the right moment. Sizzled the ball into his feet and popped it off for Bruno. And he could have created something. That's a sort of like a midfielder to play like that. He's got such a beautiful left foot one. And like you said, the defending side of things, he's a beast. He doesn't have it. He just gets his foot in, gets rough and dirty, and he just does it on the cusp of playing on the book, by the book, just on the cusp. He's just always on the edge, isn't he? Love him as a player. And then big shout out to Malacia, like you said. But overall, your defense, what do you think about the defense today?
You can't fault them when they keep a clean sheet. And like you said, to be fair, you kind of summed up everything. We kept a clean sheet, but they weren't under pressure in the game. They weren't under pressure in the game. So what is it? A blanket mark of, I would give them all, just under a 7.
Yeah.
But I would give De Gea maybe the slightly higher one. So if they all average 7, De Gea would be the one that would get slightly higher, the higher end of the 7.
Okay. So, what about Emma's talking about Varane raiding forward, doing a little and on the wing play, showing something he maybe did when he was under 5s or something. I don't know. But Varane was good on the ball today a couple of times. Started the game early with good momentum. Came in, intercepted the ball early in the game off Tony. Stopped Tony from holding up the ball. You don't want to get someone to get that momentum to show him, look, I'm always there. And I think something later on in the game, I noticed Tony was looking behind him because Martinez was like about 10 yards away, saying, you play it to his feet. You play. Tony's like, all right, let me run off.
I tell you what, though, Tony's strong. Towards this end of the second half, they threw the ball to him and he basically held off 2 players and just played it off. The more you watch a player, the more you appreciate who in our chat, Robbie Norman.
Yeah, Robbie Norman, Irishman. Yeah.
Is he the one who calls for, who said we should be buying? Is it Robbie? He said we should be buying
Brighton.
Yeah. I'm sure it's him. Yeah, saying that we should be buying Tony. Every time we spoke about buying Tony.
Stuart Marshall's always
Stuart Marshall. Yeah. I'm now seeing Tony, he could play for us. I think he's got the ability to play for us. The only issue I have is we want an elite forward at Man United.
Right.
How old's Tony?
He must be wrong side of 25.
Right. So you look maybe 26, 27. Is he gonna get any better than he's under Ten Hag's coaching? I think he could, but you see, like Osimhen, we look at Osimhen and you think, okay, he could take us to the next level. Do you think Tony could take us to that next level?
Well, I think unfortunately, we brought in a guy like Weghorst where we were kind of forced into it, and he's trying his best, but he's not at that level. Tony's a level above Weghorst for me, like you said, with the hold-up play and what he's doing in the Premiership as well. But is he someone who's going to win us a league? He's 27, says Emma here. Just going to, here's a question for you, Mr. B. from Taboo. He's saying, Mr. B, do you think we need 2 midfielders, 2 strikers, and left back, sign Sabitzer and Weghorst as backup?
No, I'm not keeping Weghorst. Weghorst is a striker who doesn't score. I think we can get a midfielder who could do his job. 2 midfielders, definitely, as long as we sell 1.
Yep.
And this is including Sabitzer as well. So Sabitzer plus 2.
Okay. We're talking about midfield then. Why are we talking about Sabitzer? McTominay and Sabitzer today. Performance-wise, what do you think?
Much better.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's. I know Newcastle would have been a more difficult game, and I would have expected McTominay to have played better. But again, Ten Hag, he got a touch of the peps and tried to be too bloody smart because he played McTominay. Because he scored 2 goals for fucking Scotland, he played him as the number 10 in the first half. Bruno can't play the deep one. I'm not having Bruno starting deep. If he plays as he's number 10 and ends up deep, no problem. Because he's already got the players in the positions where he can but when he's supposed to be the man with the discipline, and no, that can't work. It can't work. So the
performance-wise, with Sabitzer and Tony, I mean, not Tony, for McTominay, what do you think?
I think they both go a 7 again. McTominay was much better, but let's be honest, none of those players could have been any worse than they were. But I thought McTominay had a decent game. Was he better than Sabitzer today? I'm biased in it. I'm going to say no. But there's reason I can understand people saying that he played better than Sabitzer. Oh, Sabitzer got the assist, but McTominay. I thought they both did really, really. And I don't think I can give any of that tree, even the midfield, more than a 7. To be fair.
I thought McTominay showed physicality and he'd done his job. No frills, just done his job. And that's what you expect from him. And so it sort of goes unnoticed, a lot of the work he does. I noticed a couple of times he made an extra run to back up the fullback when they were sort of raiding. And if he didn't do that, then we'd be in trouble. But no one really applauds that. No one noticed these little things that McTominay does. He puts a real shift in. And as for Sabitzer, quality on the ball. And I think obviously he's got the assist for the goal. And he's helped set up the goal with the corner, him and Sancho raiding. So I think he's got a bit more quality on the ball than McTominay. He can get out his feet and can play it quicker, faster. But McTominay, there was times when he could have. What we needed to do today against the back 5 was switch to play early. And I just feel like Casemiro, when he gets out his feet, ping.
Yeah, the ball's gone.
He gets out his feet, ping. Ericsson gets out his feet, plays little thing, pops it around, drags them out of position, can start again, play it through him comfortably over and over again. With McTominay and Fred, I think they don't have the ability. There's times when McTominay had it out of his feet and he wasn't confident enough to ping the ball.
And then he ran, twice in the game. I was saying to Puppy on stream.
From left
remember last season, Amanda, we used to say he won't, instead of passing the 40 yards, he's going to run 15 or 20. That's what he did today a couple of times. And it brought back that whole, just pass the ball quickly and hold your position. So there was something that he did today. So, but look, it's traits that footballers have. It's what they do. Some things can't be trained out of people. Some things can. I don't think that's ever going to be trained. He wanted to make sure that the pass makes the player. Fine, no problem. So
we've done the midfield. I want to say hi to Red and Dead. He said we can upgrade anytime, especially if we get the money from the new owners possibly. And so Alex Ferguson was ruthless. He certainly was, Red and Dead. Welcome to the channel. Senor Nest Lopez, he says, first half, McTominay is more like back Tommy. Second half, he was better though. So there you go. Feelings there. Tony, reminds me of Martial. We are pretty good with Martial. Yeah, welcome back, Martial. Shows how much we missed him. Has the shot of Fred's come down yet? Says Mike. And Red or Dead, he's saying here, I'm a United fan. No better than United. No player better than United. George Best had his time. And Taboo saying here, Lee Kang in and Frimpong should be our targets now and focus on Kane and Osman.
Well, that's what they're talking. They're talking about that Frimpong one. Sounds like it's a long way down the line, and obviously with the Kim, the centre back, Kim, whatever his name is. There's like a 2-week or a 3-week window where he can be signed for 4. Right now, if that's the deal, there's a lot of teams going to be interested in that. So there's no way Napoli are going to keep him because they're going to get him sold in that period.
By the way,
Serious.
Napoli lost 4-0 the other day to AC Milan. So maybe
Did you see?
report, yeah.
I mean, did they rest? We'll have to do different. We'll talk off here about that one. But yeah, they got a dicking, boy.
Just going to, like, we're talking about the strikers and the wingers today. We talk about Bruno. Sancho started today. Could you just give a little summary about Sancho? Rashford scored the goal, and we had Anthony as well. What do you think about their performance?
Rashford, I just Rashford scored again, in it. That's his job. His job is to score and excite me, and he did that today, no problem. Even the time he was tracking back, he made the tackle and he bodied a man as well. And the geezer he pulled him that he won the free kick. He ran 30 yards, bodied him, and still won the free kick. Bruno went up to him, give him a hug, must have said to him, "Yeah, that's the shit that you're supposed to be doing." Great. Anthony, I like Anthony. There's something about Anthony that I like. You know, he's got the swagger, but he's just not. I want him to be direct in it. I want him to be direct. No problem. Sancho, I'm not worried for Sancho in regards to his football career. I'm worried for Sancho with his football career under Ten Hag at Old Trafford. I'm not sure he does what Ten Hag wants him to do. And today he did okay, but he was safe. If you're in that position, you're not supposed to be safe. You're supposed to have a little bit of something about you. And I'm not sure he's letting that go at the moment. Maybe he's playing within himself, making sure that he keeps the ball, he doesn't give the ball away or whatever. But Sancho's the one that I'm worried about. And I'm not saying mental thing, just performance-wise. What about you?
Well, I'm just going to, you talk about Sancho. Emma's saying here Sancho was way more infield and looked more productive when he's more infield today. He's not a wide wing, as she said, like Garnacho and Anthony. And maybe that pace thing. Red and Dead saying Anthony doesn't own a right foot. He certainly doesn't. I'm watching Sancho today. I like him as a player. I think there is a future for Sancho at the club. He's that talented. I think I would hate to see him go somewhere elsewhere. When you look at like wide guys or guys that working well in the team, you know, he reminds me so much of Grealish. Holds the ball really well, not particularly fast, but retains the ball and can drive with the ball and bring in players, play little triangles around people. That's how I see Sancho. And I think if he should base his game with Grealish has had a bit of an issue getting into the City side. Now he's flourishing based on the system, learning the system and getting more comfortable with it. And hopefully Sancho, we see him develop in that sense and start to learn how to sort of play for Manchester United and like you said, how to play for the manager. I haven't got any concerns about him. I think he's a talented footballer. I just think whatever's going on behind the scenes should be dealt with. Everyone else played okay for me. Nothing outstanding. But Bruno, obviously, is so key. He plays every game. And there's no one else out there. People say Sancho can do that role. No one does the role like Bruno. He's a very important player for us. And when we've got a system like that where we rely so heavily on one player, who else can come in and do that job? That's an issue for me.
Well,
I think we need to think about that.
We need, I like the way you end it because we don't have anybody to replace Bruno in our squad. We don't.
And you were missing. Let's not say we miss Casemiro when he's gone. We miss Eriksen when he's gone. Trust me, we would miss Bruno when he's
definitely.
Gone. Bruno plays with the system we play. It's all sort of suited for Bruno. He does so much work in that system. We would be a totally different team without him there. Andy cuts in to the left every time. We heard the same about Pogba, says Red and Dead. Michael saying Tony will get a ban at some point. Yeah, 1 yellow card from 2-game ban. He pleaded guilty. For the betting scandal, I think. So not sure they're making a decision about him. Okay, so his future looks a bit ominous. Taboo saying, look at the Mallorca guy. He's talking about the Mallorca guy. He used to play for Real Madrid League Kang thing. He's a baller, definitely worth a look at. Certainly. We can do better than that, bro, says Red or Dead. And I like Sancho. I think he just needs to be a bit more direct and aggressive, says Senor Nest Lopez. All right, there you go, guys. We've got the points. That's the main thing. Everton coming up. And Casemiro's back, I imagine, now, isn't he?
No, he's after the Everton. I think he's back after the Everton game, innit? Yeah. I said everything. It's like everything's happening after the Everton game. But look, we'll talk about the Everton in the preview. Yeah. But if we don't beat that pile of toilet water, then we don't deserve it. We don't.
I think all we need to do is turn up and be aggressive and match them in that respect because we've got more quality. If we can do that,
without a shadow of a doubt.
Then I
And
think
Doucouré's not playing.
Okay. Oh yeah, for the little push and shove, all push and shove with Harry Kane. There you go. That's the dark arts what Harry Kane showed there. He got done his job, didn't he? Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. We're going to sign out now. 1-0 to Manchester United. Rashford scores again. You can see on the ticker at the bottom there. Mr. B's happy, so everyone's happy. Don't forget, Friday night is going to be it's Good Friday, but it's going to be a better Friday because we've got a takeaway. Isn't that right, Mr. B?
Oh, shit, it's Good Friday.
Yeah.
No work, Lord. Yo. Takeaway's going to be fire.
Monday,
Monday, I Monday to remember the Friday takeaway might be a mess, boy. I might be on the sauce all day, boy.
Paul Tierney's saying maybe me hate those short corners. Just get them in there. He's saying, and any final words? Want to say hi to DM Vlogs, saying hi guys, how are you?
We're
great,
time.
man. Thanks for you to join us. He's saying long time. Big up to Red or Dead. Thanks for joining us today. Paul Tierney, Senor Nest Lopez, Taboo, all you guys who tuned in today. Miguel, Emma K, thank you so much. Michael Hill, and obviously Eddie at the start of the show. We've been going for a long time now. We're going to sign out because we're happy and we go and sleep easy, knowing that we've got our 3 points and we can forget about the Newcastle result and move on to bigger and better things now, like cups and top 4. You know, just going. Yeah, it's funny how we changes everything. There, all result changes.
One game, boy. I'm telling you, boy. One game. Fucking hell.
Mr. B, you've had a long shift tonight. I'm going to let you go to bed. We're going to sign out. Thanks, guys. See you later.